What's going on, guys? Julian from jlewistrading.com. Just doing a quick market recap on what we were looking at today. SPY fell a little bit short, not as in sold off, but continued a little bit of previous range-bound movement. You can actually see yesterday a little gap up, just kind of stuck right through there. It gapped up today again. Saw this 308 all-time high on the SPY. 3080 on the S&P 500, and out of the gate just kind of came down low. There was some macro news affecting the broader market today. Price action didn't sell off, but with that saying, there is sort of a pseudo head and shoulders pattern that is playing out, or not playing out, but printing out over a multi-day period. So interesting levels on the SPY on a short-term basis. 308 as a resistance breakout, 306 as a support breakdown. I'll be watching both. I'm still long the SPY, and I'm looking for a 315 to 325 target to be hit within the next couple weeks. Will that happen? I'm not sure at this point, but I will say over the last little while, the SPY has been very, very strong. So positive news, if it prints and we can get out of this range, who knows, maybe we can hit that 310, 312, 315 level relatively soon. So that's what I'm going to be watching for on the SPY, but nothing crazy to report there. We had a low float earnings report that did well, gapped up on FPay, but this thing could not hold its head above water. There was a pre-market low that I was looking at in this general area right through here, and you can see that price action out of the gate couldn't hold its head above water. It took out that VWAP, started to sell off into the cash market, and just floated lower. So we talked about this in the broadcast room and in the chat room, and this is something that we were watching. The news was there, but the market didn't care. Huge point. If the news is there, that's fantastic. If the technical setup is there, that's also fantastic. But if the market doesn't care and doesn't want to do anything with it, there's no sense sticking around. Two of the big calls was MYGN. This was one that I actually wanted to trade. This is the stock that I preferred to trade today. Didn't get a chance to take a swing at this simply because when the market opened, price action rallied, had this beautiful bearish rejection candle right through here, pushing price action lower. But the thing that I had troubles with on this particular stock was when I was looking at it in the first 5 to 10 minutes of the market, the spreads were atrocious. And so when I'm looking at spreads on options that don't make any sense to me at all, it steers me away from wanting to trade that stock. Now, when I went back to it later and price action in the market had settled a little bit, those spreads most certainly tightened up, and it then became a better trade. But by then I was already committed to trading Uber. But the point is, on MYGN, this followed the strategy. The news was horrible. Price action out of the gate got soft, and it was below all of its key MAs. And so this was a relatively decent trade that I wanted to trade, but I didn't get the chance to. But what I did do was I stuck with Uber for most of the day. And by most of the day, I mean the entire day. Had this nice sell-off out of the gate. That's what I was selling into. So I was buying puts, allowing me to short the market. Price action hit this low right through here, rallied, still below that 200, found some resistance with this 50-day simple moving average, and then started to drift lower. And it wasn't until the low of day was taking out around 28.43 that I really started to like this stock. We hit this low at 28 bucks even, rallied up, held that breakdown, and we're now consolidating in this level right through here. Now the thing about Uber is that we got some mixed news about Uber. They did report earnings and it was mixed. They missed on one front, I believe. I didn't catch anything about guidance on Uber, but it was really mixed. And this was 2 days ago, I think, that they came out with the news. You can see actually the price action sold off, rallied. It created this ascending wedge, which is quite bearish, and it did so on the back of a really bad report. So the market wasn't too stoked on Uber. Uber ended up gapping down and trending lower today, which is where I got into this. Now, the thing that you want to remember about Uber is that tomorrow there is a 180-day lockup period that is expiring from when this thing was initially offered. So its IPO, I believe, was 180 days ago. There was a lockup period, and price action and value is down 30% from its IPO price. So you can see right through here on this daily that Uber actually moved up and just has continuously floated lower. We've got this dead cat bounce, and today it took out a previous low of somewhere in that mid 28 handle. And so the market isn't looking favorable on Uber. Its top competitor is Lyft, which is doing exponentially better. There's a lot of talk about this Uber Eats or Uber whatever, and that they're doing well and that the numbers are okay on Uber and this and that and Uber executive talk, whatever. Price action isn't buying it. It's not a great look for Uber right now. Lyft, its top competitor, is doing much better fundamentally than Uber is, and the Uber outlook is that these guys are going to do okay/well in 3, 4, 5 quarters from now. Well, guess what? That doesn't help price action today, and that's why it's pushing lower. And because it's down 33% from its IPO tomorrow, there's the off chance that people that now have the option to get their money out of this security could potentially push price action lower. So this is going to be something of absolute interest that you're going to want to watch. My target was not hit today, so I took Uber into the close, and I'm going to be waiting for Uber to open up tomorrow to see what happens. I got my max risk on deck, so if I wash out of this position, it's not a big deal because it's perfectly hedged. And if this thing opens up much, much lower and my target's hit, I will absolutely hit the sell button and sell the puts that I'm currently trading. That's the report on what we were doing today. I put the pre-market alert out in chat this morning, so I hope that some of that's helped. I was posting as much news as I could in there. I was also posting as much as I could with anything that was revolving around Uber this morning with the options activity, which wasn't that great, but you did see that there's a lot of volume in the chain with the picture that I posted. Anybody that's in the broadcast room, if you have any questions about how this strategy works, please feel free to email me directly, info@jlewistrading.com. I'll leave a link in the description box below, and feel free to give me a shout. And I'll be doing a full review on the Uber trade, and I'll be posting that in the members area in the video library. So if you want to have a look at that, please feel free to email me directly. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video. We'll see you pre-market tomorrow morning.